Well, I'm off again. I'm just heading back to the Merchants. I am going to camp tonight. I'm going to try to get 5 to 7 miles of hiking in. Don't have a spot reserved, but I looked online and it looked like I would pretty much have the whole park to myself. They may walk in and want a spot, but nobody has reserved anything online. Well, when I was planning this trip, they were calling for a chance of rain slight chance of rain Saturday morning with a throughout higher percentage of rain. It's since changed. Somewhere around 3 or 4 o'clock it's supposed to come in where it shows 100% chance or 90% chance. So my original plan was I was going to hike back on Lassiter Trail to the backpacking campsites and then hike out. And I thought, well, if it's going to rain Saturday morning, how could I avoid getting everything soaking wet? So I kind of wussed out a little bit. So now the plan is I'm going to park my truck at my campsite, put on my backpack, make a loop through the park, like I said, 5 to 7 mile loop, back to my truck at my campsite, and tomorrow morning, if I wake up and it's raining, just throw all my stuff in the truck and come home. If it's not raining, hike that loop backwards, or maybe even a different loop, something, in the 5 to 7 mile range to get me out. I have several new pieces of equipment that I want to try out on this trip. First of all is my hammock gear. You invest in your sleep, as they say. So I went and purchased a hammock gear premium top quilt, 800 or 850 feel down. I'm not exactly sure, but I got the wide and the long because I'm 6'7", 300 pounds. So I have tried several sleeping bags at like REI. Couldn't find anything that I could get in and zip up and feel like I was comfortable in. So I felt like a quilt was the way to go. So I'm excited about that. I got a 30 degree, I want to say, because I really ain't planning on doing a whole lot of camping if it gets below 30 degrees. And I think even at 30, maybe even a little below, I think that would be fine. So I think 30 degrees is somewhere in the sweet spot of what I'm willing to put up with, or what I want to go out in. I got a Gregory Del Toro 65 backpack. So I bought that off of eBay. It was way less than half price of what a new one would cost. Two and a half miles. I have walked part of the Lassiter Trail. Now I'm on what they call the Fire Road, which is the bike trail. This is going to lead me to the road actually. Might have to do some road walking to get back to the campground. Just as I passed the 2 mile mark, I bent down just a little bit and I heard something pop, and it is the buckle on the waist belt. So 2 miles in with a new pack to me anyway. It, like I said, it looked to be brand new when I got it, and already the buckle broke. So hopefully I can contact the company and they send me a replacement out, or REI has one for sale, find one somewhere. So I guess that's the price of still having a gut and trying to hike, is the equipment is not made to go around a fat gut. I've made it out to the entrance of the Fire Road trail. As you can see, there's a little bit of parking there, and then this is where the trail goes in. You see, this is bicycle, no motorized vehicles. This is US 158. This goes to Elizabeth City. This goes back to Gatesville onto Ahoskie. This is the part of the road that I got to walk. Like I said, it's about it's a good mile and a half back to the entrance of the campground. Whew. I don't know if it's road walking or because my belt broke and I am carrying the load on my shoulders now, but my feet are hurting. I have come up on the 4 mile mark, just about 2 full miles, and my feet are starting to hurt, my shoulders are starting to hurt. I can tell there's a difference between carrying the weight on your shoulders and carrying it on your belt. I made it back to camp. It was a few hundred feet shy of 4 mile walk around the loop. My buckle didn't break, it just won't latch. Like the top of it got bent, plastic, and it won't bend back into its original shape. Maybe, now that it's not under any load, it'll go back to its original shape. I'll try to kind of push it back out. Glad I'm back here at the camp. I'm getting ready to get set up, put my hammock and my tarp and everything up, and maybe I can kick back and relax a little bit. Alright, as you can see, I'm all set up, and there was nowhere really over top of the tent pad to set up, so I just used 2 trees here. This is my new quilt from Hammock Gear. I'm telling you, the quality of this thing is outstanding. When I picked it up, it was in it got shipped to me. It was in a box when I picked it up. It was sitting on my porch, and I was thinking they forgot to put anything in the box. It was so light, but I am looking forward to sleeping under that tonight. Last time I was in a regular sleeping bag, and getting everything situated in the sleeping bag was kind of rough. You'd pull it out from under you when you tried to turn, and with this being a quilt open bottom, hopefully the underquilt here will do a good enough job of keeping me warm underneath, and I can just kind of wrap this around my top and be warm tonight. I've started collecting a little firewood here when the sun goes down. I think we got about a good maybe 45 minutes of sunlight left. So I'm gonna continue collecting firewood, and let's see, what am I bring to eat? I've got some chicken and broccoli, the Knorr's pasta sides, with just some premium white meat chicken to go in it. I actually bought some cheese this time. I bought 2 cheese sticks that I'm gonna kind of drop in there and let it melt. Well, it's about 5:30, and as you can see, it's getting dark. Well, it is dark. My wife actually saved me a bag of dryer lint for about 3 weeks now, so I wouldn't have any trouble getting a fire started. And I left it at home, of course. So I have been struggling to get this little bit of fire you see, probably about the last 10 minutes. So I'm going to keep adding stuff on. I'm going to let that get burning good. Then I'm going to cook me a little dinner. I'm going to sit here and enjoy the fire and maybe get in the hammock early and test out my new top quilt. Well, good morning. I went to bed around 10:30, somewhere in there. Woke up at 2 and had to get out of the hammock to pee. But thanks to the top quilt instead of the sleeping bag, it's a lot easier to get back in the hammock. I had a little trouble falling asleep. I think I convinced myself that I was cold, but once I laid there, I ran my hand out, make sure my underquilt was right, and even ran my hand between the underquilt and the hammock, and it was warm. So I think it was just me sitting there thinking that I was supposed to feel cold, and I think I talked myself into it. So I had a little bit of trouble falling back asleep. I think I fell back asleep around, I probably laid there a good 45 minutes, and then I fell asleep and slept until 8:10. I had a good solid 5 hours sleep without interruption, so that's all. It was very nice. It's a little brisk this morning. Broke out of my jacket. I was trying to think about getting a little campfire just to sit around while I eat my breakfast. I don't know if it'd be worth the trouble. I might just pack up and go ahead and get out of here. So I didn't get cold, even though I tried to talk myself into it. Depending upon whether my buckle works or not, I might just throw my stuff in. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna just throw my stuff in the truck and leave. If it does work, I will hike the same loop backwards that I hiked yesterday to get here. That way I can get a few miles in yesterday and today. So I'll let you know. Well, I'm all packed up and put my pack on and the strap, the waist strap. Anytime I put any pressure on it, the top of the clip releases. The bottom holds a little ear that goes through that, snaps. That one holds, but the top clip won't hold. So I guess I'll send off an email to Gregory to see if they can send me a replacement belt clip. Maybe even a longer one, because when it's me, because I got such a belly to get around. The strap is so short. When it's clipped, I can't get my fingers on it to really give it any pull. And when I do get some pull on it, obviously I guess I had too much pressure on it, or put too much stress on it when I think I've been over when it clicked. So anyway, it's been a good trip. I did have one guy come in last night. He was about 3 or 4 campsites down, but he backed in with a slide-in truck camper, and I never saw him get out of the truck. So I had a place to myself. It's kind of quiet around here. So if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. Let me know why you didn't like it. And if you got any ideas how to keep from scorching those noodles when I'm cooking in that little pot, please let me know. Thank you. See you next time.